yeah, a hiccup here last night, but we got to move on. Everyone's got to have that short memory on that and go back to really, trusting themselves. These guys have been a huge piece of what we've been doing, and we trust them to their full abilities.
JP?
Kyle, has anyone yet texted you the screenshot of the all-time left-handed hitting home run leaders in the postseason history that says Kyle Schwarber 1, Reggie Jackson 2? And if you were to see that, what's your reaction on that?
Yeah, someone asked me about it last night, and yeah, it's great company to be in, and for me, it's I think all that stuff will be really cool when everything's going to be said and done. Whenever I'm done playing baseball, and you're able to kind of look back at all your accomplishments, I've always said that. Just about any kind of success, right? That whenever you're done with wherever your year ends, you're looking forward to how you can get better and how you can look to improve. And I think that's why when it's all going to be said and done, and you're not looking to try to improve on a year or how to prepare for the next season, that's when you're able to look back and see how cool those are. But yeah, great company.
Andy on the right.
Kyle, you mentioned just you were listening to how Gallen assessed his, what he said about his outing. When you're facing a pitcher again so soon in a series like this, how much of it is like a mind game where you're trying to think along with him?
I think that's kind of part of the battle, is where he's a guy who really believes in all of his pitches, right? And it's hard to kind of think along with a guy who has all plus pitches and has faith in them. So, that's why it's kind of just having your approach, whatever that's going to be. And, you're going to make in-game adjustments throughout the game, whatever it is. But trying to be stubborn to whatever your plan is and go from there, because he's he's had such a phenomenal year. And, it's going to be a great task tonight.
Pete?
Kyle, your plate appearances have a pretty tight range of outcomes. How good have you become at kind of putting aside the strikeouts and, moving on to the next one and not letting that frustrate you?
Yeah, I've struck out a lot before, and I'll probably strike out a lot more. But it is what it is. I'm not going up there trying to strike out. I'm not going up there trying to hit a home run, and I'm not going up there trying to walk. Everyone always says 3 true outcomes. I'm just going up there trying to take quality at bat and trying to hit the barrel on the ball. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. And when you kind of ride the wave of success and failure, you can put yourself in a bad spot. So it's just trying to have a short memory, and that Rhys Hoskins always says, whenever you make it to the plate, there's a chance.
Jesse?
Kyle, Arizona's gotten themselves back in the series. Is there a moment, a player, a thing about them these last couple games that's been most impressive to you?
Yeah, I think you look at it the way that they've been able to string things together. That they've obviously Game 3 was Game 3. It was a tight game all around, and they were able to get the big hit late in the game. And as you look at yesterday, where we had the lead, and they kept finding a way to get guys on base and keep trying to find a way to put guys in scoring position and get that hit. That's what they did well, and that's just the reality of it. And tip your cap, like we said. Whenever you're in the playoffs, this isn't easy. There's going to be a lot of different scenarios that are going to be thrown your way when you're in a postseason series, and it's never going to be easy to navigate through it. But at the end of the day, you're just trying to win a series, however you can.
Barry?
How much is this like last year with the Padres, where basically you guys were kind of wild card teams, unlikely opponents, you guys out of the East, Padres and D-backs out of the West? Are there any similarities to this? I know they're kind of vastly different teams.
Yeah, I think the thing that you look about it is that these, both teams are playing really well at the time, and there's obviously similarities and differences in the way that they try to approach a game and things like that. this team's going to try to put pressure on you any way possible. If it's putting the ball in play, trying to work a walk, running game, things like that. Versus last year, a little bit different offense. But, I think you look at the pitching staffs and, they all got really good pitching. And I think that's the common denominator in postseason play is that pitching's at a premium. And, that it's going to be tough on offense to go out there and try to go out there and score runs. And that's what we embrace as an offense is trying to come up with a game plan and score as many runs as we can.
So basically, to your point, really the playoffs now are not what you did during the regular season. It's just getting hot at the right time.
I've looked at it, I think adding another team to a wild card race is, it is what it is. I played in the one card, wild card games before, and those teams that you've been on have been really good too. And, obviously, winning as many games as you can in the regular season is very important because it's putting you in a really good position for the postseason to try to keep advancing. But I think to your point too is that you got to keep playing. You got to play well. At the end of the day, you got to play really good baseball to win games in this format.